In the vast expanse of America's heartland, there are stories that refuse to die. Whispers carried by the wind through dense forests, told around campfires and passed down through generations. One such tale is that of Elden Grove, a small, unassuming timber town that, in the autumn of 1971, vanished from the map without explanation. No bodies were found. No notes were left behind. Meals sat unfinished on dinner tables. Clothes hung neatly in closets. And yet, the people were gone. This is the story of Elden Grove, a place where time stopped and darkness claimed an entire town. The early 1900s were a time of prosperity for small American towns born from industry. Nestled deep within a thick patch of forest in the Pacific Northwest, Elden Grove was no different. Established in 1904 by settlers drawn to the lucrative timber trade, it quickly flourished. Its proximity to rivers made it an ideal hub for transporting lumber, and by 1965, the town's population had grown to over 1,200 residents. Children filled the modest classrooms of its single schoolhouse, hymns echoed from its 2 churches, and the local diner, Mabel's Kitchen, was a popular gathering spot for loggers and their families. Elden Grove wasn't just a town. It was a community, one where neighbors knew each other by name, and weekend fairs on the main street were the highlight of the month. But beneath this quaint facade, some locals whispered of oddities. Strange lights in the woods, unexplained disappearances of wildlife, and a history of eerie folklore dating back to the region's indigenous tribes. Tales of a malevolent force that claimed what it pleased. It was a cool October morning in 1971 when James Corley, a delivery truck driver for a regional supply company, arrived at Elden Grove for his usual drop-off. But the town that greeted him was anything but ordinary. Corley recounted that as he drove in, he felt an unnatural stillness in the air. The streets were empty, not a soul in sight. Shop doors were ajar, curtains fluttered in the morning breeze, and cars sat abandoned with keys still in their ignitions. Upon further inspection, Corley made chilling discoveries. Breakfast plates left half-eaten, radios playing static, and a child's toy still gently rocking on a porch swing. In a panic, Corley drove to the nearest town to alert authorities. When local police arrived, they too were baffled by the scene. There were no signs of forced entry or violence. No evidence of a hasty evacuation. It was as if, in a single moment, every man, woman, and child had simply vanished. The mystery of Elden Grove attracted immediate attention. The county sheriff's office quickly called in state police, and soon after, the FBI joined the investigation. Search teams combed through the dense surrounding forests. Helicopters swept the area, and nearby rivers were dredged. Yet no footprints led away from the town. No vehicles were missing, and no bodies were ever recovered. Household items remained untouched. Money sat on countertops. Personal belongings, wedding rings, photo albums, children's dolls, were left behind, as though the residents had no time to take anything with them. A local journalist, Mary Ellis, described the atmosphere as a town caught in a moment of frozen terror. In the days following the discovery, rumors spread rapidly. Surrounding townsfolk reported hearing distant, unnatural sounds in the nights leading up to the disappearance. A low, pulsing hum that seemed to emanate from the surrounding woods. But no official explanation emerged. The FBI classified the case as unsolved, and eventually, the investigation was quietly closed. In the vacuum left by official silence, theories flourished. Some claimed the townsfolk had been abducted by extraterrestrial beings. Witnesses in neighboring towns reported seeing strange lights in the sky on the night of October 12, 1971. Descriptions of bright orbs hovering above the treetops were consistent enough to fuel decades of speculation. Conspiracy theorists suggested Elden Grove had been a test site for secret government operations. Nearby, a classified military facility, known only as Camp Constance, was rumored to conduct experiments in acoustic weaponry and mind control. The absence of bodies led some to suspect the town's residents had participated in a mass cult suicide. A former resident, now living in Idaho, claimed the town's church had increasingly veered into obscure esoteric practices in the months before the disappearance. Others posited that a sudden sinkhole, methane explosion, or toxic gas release could have decimated the town in minutes. Yet no geological anomalies or environmental hazards were ever documented. Each theory was more unsettling than the last, and none could be proven. To this day, Elden Grove remains abandoned. Overgrown trees and invasive vines have reclaimed the streets. Houses stand silent and decayed, windows shattered by time. Modern-day urban explorers and paranormal enthusiasts venture into the ghost town despite official warnings. Many report electronic equipment malfunctioning and a palpable sense of unease. Books have been written, independent documentaries produced. Yet the town's mystery remains unsolved. The land itself has been declared off-limits by federal decree, a rare and unusual move for a small, uninhabited ghost town. The disappearance of Elden Grove continues to captivate and terrify in equal measure. In an era before mass surveillance, cell phones, and the internet, it's a chilling reminder of how quickly a community can be lost to history. The unanswered questions persist. What happened to the 1,200 souls of Elden Grove? Was it something otherworldly, something human, or something buried deep beneath the earth itself? Perhaps some mysteries are meant to remain unsolved.